Right. Sean, Katie, Sean. Katie, what happened in the last episode of
House of the Dragon?
House of the Dragon. They call it Game of Thrones, though.
So Daemon came back, didn't he? He made a grand entrance. He had a haircut, so you know.
Yep.
And he basically said, you know, like, Corlys Velaryon had named him King of the Narrow Sea and his victory in the Stepstones and all this stuff, but he basically said, no, I don't want it, you're the king. He gave him his crown and he was like, you know, I just want to be accepted again, brother.
Yep.
And it was kind of weird. He was being a bit extra weird with Rhaenyra, wasn't he?
Yeah, these are Targaryens, remember?
Yeah, still doesn't mean I don't have to just accept it.
True.
And he took her into the city, didn't he? He took her exploring to see her people.
Yep,
that she will rule.
pantomime.
Which she kind of didn't really seem like she cared about the people all that much, didn't she? She had kind of said, because they were kind of saying stuff about her.
Yeah.
And
They're
she was kind of like,
Aegon,
well, I don't really care about what they think. And
yeah, because the pantomime that they went and saw was making out as if Aegon was the rightful ruler and not.
Yeah, it was like who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be her or Aegon?
Yeah.
And he took her into a brothel.
Yep.
And you know all that.
They fornicated.
Ickiness. Nothing happened though.
No.
Technically.
No, there was a bit of fondling, but apart from that,
Yeah.
nothing really happened.
Yeah, she then went back to the castle and Sir Kristen was there. And you know they.
Yep. They mated.
Why did you say it? Like, why?
I'm trying to be family friendly.
Why are you using those kind of words?
I'm trying to be family friendly.
Yeah. But when confronted about it by Alicent, she technically didn't lie. She said nothing happened with Daemon. Obviously, she didn't tell her about Sir Kristen.
Yep.
I mean, I was kind of impressed with Viserys in that episode. He kind of seemed like he was getting a bit more of a backbone. He's like, right, I'm the king. You're gonna marry. Who did you say she was marrying?
Is it Laenor? Laenor Velaryon?
Laenor Velaryon. Yeah, Corlys' son.
Son, yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna marry him. He fired essentially Otto Hightower.
Yep.
Because he didn't like the fact that he'd been hiring someone to follow Rhaenyra, waiting for an opportunity to try and ruin her.
Yep. He basically said that Otto's been working in his own interest rather than the realms and the kings.
And he seemed to know that Alicent was kind of a strategically planned thing. Daemon got banished again. He'd only been back like a day.
Yep. Banished.
Daemon did confess that he wanted to marry Rhaenyra though.
Yep.
He didn't deny that something had happened between them, so he'd kind of said, "Don't worry though, I'll marry her if no one else wants to."
Yep.
And yeah.
And then the maester arrived with a little jar of goop or something that was supposedly designed to purify Rhaenyra.
Which is it's kind of a weird situation because I'm like, okay, fair enough. She did sleep with Sir Kristen, but she didn't tell her dad that, and it was kind of like her dad didn't believe her about Daemon.
If it takes 2 or 3 months to plan a wedding, she can't be.
Yeah,
getting a bump, can she?
Yeah, but as far as her dad knows, nothing happened.
Yeah.
But obviously we know something happened.
Yeah, but Daemon also said
something did happen. Yeah, but he chose to believe him over her.
Yeah, but
that's the point I was making.
Yeah, the problem is he chose to believe Daemon because he's got to believe in worst case scenarios. He's got to try and get her married. So if Daemon if they did, which Daemon said they did, then he can't risk her having a child. Otherwise, she won't get married.
Yeah.
Which is awful. Right, I can't believe that's words that I just said. No. You can tell we're watching a Game of Thronesy thing, can't you? Right, let's watch. This is episode 5. Yeah, I've been reading Game of Thrones and watching Game of Thrones stuff again, so I might talk about Game of Thrones quite a lot in this.
What, and just go on a rant again?
No. As I'm getting older, I'm trying to remember the best of Game of Thrones, as in seasons 1 to 4.
You don't want to be a glass half empty kind of person.
Yeah, I'm trying to be positive. I don't want to lose all my hair.
To be fair though, so far this show I've been really impressed by this show.
Yeah, it's been very good.
If don't start being daft, then it'll be good.
Yeah.
I like the politics side of this show.
Yeah, it's been very good at showing you the recklessness of Daemon, and the sort of not calculating but sort of poor kingsmanship of Viserys.
Yeah. Everyone, there's no like purely good characters in the show, is there? No. I feel like that's what they're trying to do.
Well, Rhaenyra wasn't terrible.
She's not terrible, but she's not like as innocent and as she may come across.
No. After all, she fornicated with the King's Guard.
Yeah. I believe though, isn't this the last episode that they're going to be in it?
I think so.
Isn't the next episode the time jump?
Episode 6, yeah.
We'll no longer see the younger versions.
I know. Yeah, Alcock's been
really
so good.
Sad. They've both been really good.
Yeah, well, that's the players. I'm worried that I'm slightly falling in love with Millie Alcock, but I'm pretty sure I felt this way about Emilia Clarke, and that subsided. So I'll recover. Once I stop saying her, then I'll recover. Let's hope I don't fall in love with the other woman that's playing
I just hope
her.
I don't start comparing them, because they're supposed to be the same character. I don't want to compare the two actresses playing them.
Yeah. Do you know what I never realised? You know the cannibal?
Hmm?
The cannibal.
Yeah.
It's bigger than Velaryon.
What's today's quarry? Rabbit?
Deer.
I recognise that walk anywhere. That's Matt Smith. I recognise the walk.
Husband.
Oh, so this is his wife.
After all.
Is he going to kill her?
Or perhaps your brother has at last had his fill of your company.
Oh, did he push the horse? That doesn't seem like a thing that a person should be able to do.
I think you just started the horse into jumping, and he.
Oh, but not falling back like that. Oh, her insides have got to be all kinds of mangled.
Oh.
Fish.
Just had to show us a fish being decapitated.
This didn't show you a woman getting her head bashed in. Or would you rather have seen the woman getting her head bashed in?
Oh, here's his hand now.
That's good.
Oh,
He was a bit better, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know much about him.
I don't know his name. I don't think he's the Lannister, but he's... Those two twins were the Lannisters. I should also say that when I say I'm falling in love with Millie, I mean the actress, not the character that she's playing.
Yeah.
And it was the same with Emilia Clarke.
If you had not been so relentless in advancing Aegon as heir.
Oof. Well said, actually.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself, girl. Come on.
And if Rhaenyra succeeds in war, will follow. Do you understand? The realm will not accept her, and to secure her claim, she'll have to put your children to the sword.
He's a little bit like Littlefinger in this series.
Yeah.
I mean Littlefinger in the early series, not sort of Littlefinger at the end of the series. Like he's sort of a character that you can enjoy, but at the same time he's also essentially turning everyone against each other.
Yeah, he's turning her against Rhaenyra a lot, isn't he?
Yeah, you turn Viserys against Rhaenyra.
But it's like she doesn't know that Rhaenyra would do that though. If she didn't try to like contest her and she just let her rule, she would have no reason to. I mean, obviously, it's more of her children you'd be worrying about if they grew up and they wanted to, like, felt like they should have had the throne. Then
there's a power in a name like Aegon. Oh, that was a cool thing that I just said.
Your father was a good man.
Oh, you sycophant!
As is yours, who took his place.
So he's the son of the Hand, New Hand.
My father's departure. It's just that on the very same night your father was dismissed, the Grand Maester delivered a tea to the princess's chambers.
Oh, you sly little git!
Yes.
Oh.
Who is this guy and why is he so creepy?
Look, his leg's the wrong way. We've seen him before. His foot's the wrong way around. It always seems that in Game of Thrones he shows that the defective ones are the more sly. Because they're not defective, are they? But like in Game of Thrones, it was Tyrion who was the more, because he was perceived as being a dwarf. Yeah, Varys. What is it that ails him so?
It's what it...
Is it the cuts? Is it the
Must
cuts?
be. It's like all infected, wasn't it? And stuff. We're trying to...
It looked like he'd lost more fingers. on his left hand. We know that he's lost those two.
Lady Rhea's skill as both rider and hunter were
Oh, I wonder if he doubts it.
Lord Lionel Strong, Lord of Harrenhal.
Lady Rhea was a fine woman.
Harrenhal.
You are not proposing the Targaryen dynasty end with my daughter, simply because she is a woman.
Ooh.
I only seek clarity, Your Grace.
Why not just say the oldest boy, or the oldest? That's going to be the heir. Has Targaryen and the rest have Velaryon.
At such time when their firstborn ascends the Iron Throne, he or she will do so bearing the name Targaryen. Dragons
That's
will
fair.
rule the Seven Kingdoms for the next 100 years.
Oh dear. I mean, it's not wrong, but it's
About 100 years when Bran takes the throne, isn't it?
it's not a terrible offer. The rest of the children will still be Velaryons.
Equitable compromise.
Dare I say it is a matter of taste? I prefer roast duck to goose. I cannot say why.
There are those who like goose very well.
What are they talking
I
about?
find it a bit greasy for my taste. I know that whatever agreement being struck up there will not change your appetites.
Are
Nor will
they?
it change mine.
Is she trying to say that she's not attracted to him?
And what do you propose?
Is that basically what she's saying?
I thought she was questioning his sexuality.
I thought it did as well, but it's about she's
Perform our duty to our fathers and to the realm.
Yeah, at least she knows and she supports it. She's like, yeah, we can be married on the surface, but you can.
How did he know that she has a paramour of her own?
Because she said they both can.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, don't make it any more obvious.
Where is his armor?
I know you should be wearing your armour, you fool. Oh, they've fallen in love.
A decent man, but you did not choose him. He was chosen for you.
It's true.
Or is he going to try and get her to choose him to actually
Or
marry
another
him?
path. One that led to freedom.
Run off together.
Would you tread it? Inheritance. Let us leave it all behind and see the world together.
Oh, bless him.
Nameless and free. You could marry me.
Oh yeah, he's fallen in love, bless him. Little lovesick pup.
Love.
Bold move. Fair play to him.
I just ask him the heir to the Iron Throne to run away.
Run away with you, yeah.
He's also a king's guard as well. Like,
He to marry a nobleman from a great house, and Sir Laenor will make a fine husband.
Oh, he's devastated.
But
Look at him. Yes, you're just going to be the side whore. Take it or leave it, sonny.
You want me to be your whore?
oh, wow.
I want us to continue as we began with you as my small protector.
I wonder if there's any people on that ship who are like,
Oh, no,
Yeah.
they're talking about.
that's a cool golden dragon on the back of her boat.
It's cool that she just has like her own little hut, essentially.
Yeah. I bet all the rest of them just get like
A
those
hammock.
hammocks. Yeah.
Yeah, in the bottom. And she just has like a whole, like.
Yeah. Although I'm sure isn't it supposed to be better for you to have a hammock when you're at sea?
Because you swear.
Just swim with the.
I don't know.
That would just make me sick, to be honest. Oh. That's not a good thing.
Oh, she does not really look that concerned.
He'll need leeches. This is gonna start a war. Be careful.
Your Grace.
Be careful with what you say. Look, they've just got pornography all over the walls. What a strange fact. I mean, Targaryens, to be fair. But
Yeah, come on, Sean.
this was Maegor the Cruel that did all this. Be careful what you say, Sonny Jim.
I'm not sure he can't give himself up. He'd
You'd be executed.
A lapse of morals that may have occurred. It is of course unthinkable for me to question the virtue of the princess, whom I hold in highest regard. But
She never said between her and Daemon. He's
just gonna think it's him, isn't he?
I hate stuff like this.
rather lapses.
It happened, Your Grace. sin you
Chris-
allude to.
Kristen, you ballsed up boy.
At her instigation, it is true, but that should...
Oh no, look at her
no
face.
excuse.
She didn't expect that.
Oh. Oh, you great
I deserve
lummox.
consideration.
This is what happens when you don't speak clearly.
But if
Just remember,
I'm sorry,
technically, she
why-
never lied.
Yeah. Yeah, technically she didn't lie. I shouldn't tell him about him.
From a certain point of view, as everyone would say.
Thank you for your honesty, Sir Kristen.
She's going to work to her dad's end.
But why? Right.
It's horrible when they don't talk to each other, isn't it?
Like what?
I knew as soon as she didn't say Damon's name, I knew that was going to happen.
I know, but like I'm not being funny. But what? Okay, yeah, fair enough. Like, why is she so concerned about it?
See how they don't want to touch it? It might be grayscale, you know, because they're not touching each other.
It doesn't look like grayscale.
Ah,
It's like an infection. As if that just started from like a little nick.
well, we don't know that that's what's causing it. I mean,
Must be.
it's the most probable cause. It's moving from his hand, like, so it's probably that, but
Will I be remembered as a good king, Laenor?
probably not. What's Rhaenyra's dragon called?
Cyrax.
And what's the one that Daemon rides?
Caraxes.
Caraxes. Any name that's got it.
Someone commented that Laenor's dragon was called Sea Smoke,
Sea Smoke.
I think.
That's a cool name. Oh, is Otto not there? The High Towers were after the Lannisters. Doesn't look like Otto's there. He looks a bit better there.
Men wage war because a woman would never be ready for the battle in time.
Can he say that?
Presence is always such a pleasure, Lord Jason.
Princess.
Oh yeah, she's living.
Just get up and just.
He can't do
Yeah,
that.
she literally has
Shoot
a dragon.
him. Let me do my Star Wars meme. He can't say that. Shoot him or something. Oh, let me guess. If there's a big entrance being made, let me guess who it is.
Of House Velaryon,
Oh,
Lord of the Tides.
my guess would have been wrong.
You were thinking it was going to be Daemon, weren't you?
The future.
Oh. Now don't do anything stupid,
The
kid.
thing is, though, she told him they had an understanding, so surely you would think, okay, there's nothing between them two.
Oh, is he going to do something foolish? Oh!
Ah.
God, that was completely wrong, wasn't it? No entrance at all.
Because isn't he not supposed to still be banished?
See, I would recognise that walk anywhere.
He just accepts it, though, doesn't he? That's why he does it, because he can just get away with it.
Yeah.
It's like Viserys doesn't do
like-
anything to stop him.
It's a bit like what you were like with a child when you were a child. Just did whatever you wanted and got away with it.
Be welcome.
Calls its banners to war.
Green.
Oh, you slimy little devil.
I love a bit of imagery. Oh, I love it.
It's that English literature student and you're in it.
Your future queen.
Don't do something stupid.
Don't do it.
Velaryon, heir to Drift.
What would he do, though?
I don't even.
Announce that they fornicated.
Okay, so this technically isn't the wedding, so like maybe it won't hold the same Game of Thrones style.
Wedding. Basically, anytime a wedding happened in Game of Thrones, everything went wrong. All we need is someone to start playing the Reigns of Castamere.
I'm still confused why Alicent is so like why that's changed her perspective, because she didn't technically lie to her.
And she was like, what did she say? I understand the passions of you. Isn't she only like 17?
She's like the same age as her, isn't she?
Ah, interpretive dance. Now this is my arena.
Alright, because you're so fabulous at it, aren't you?
Yes.
Why is Alicent so upset? Have I just completely missed the point?
Well, maybe it's suggesting that her child won't be royalty, so
Her child.
like Rhaenyra, if Rhaenyra has a child. I wonder how big the gap's going to be in the next episode.
Oh dear.
Why is every...
Men are made to answer for their crimes. Even Targaryens.
An accusation.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I hate to bring this up again, but the guy literally has a dragon.
Slanders. Even old bronze cunts like you.
I think this might be his last episode.
Whose?
The King's. If the next episode there's going to be a gap, surely he can't have much longer left. Oh yes, is he going to get up and dance as well? Just because he likes triggering everyone. I think that's Daemon's strategy, isn't it? Just trigger everyone.
Oh, there he goes. I like the fact that they were already open with each other from the start. I feel like they're going to have like, a really good
I don't.
friendship. Her and Laenor.
No, I don't think it's going to last very long.
That's me at any kind of party.
Could you cut with one finger?
That's a match, don't they?
Oh, what are you doing, you fool?
You don't know me, Sir Kristen. No, but we are both deeply invested in this union.
Oh, what are you doing, you fool?
If you have something to say, Sir Joffrey, speak it.
Sir Laenor is quite dear to me.
It's all getting really tense. Even the music's getting like more like...
He's going to do something. He might out Sir Laenor in order
What do you
to...
think? Oh, no, I hope he doesn't.
In order to try and get her to marry him.
What if they try and do something?
Oh!
What if Corlys does something to him, though?
I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh my god.
Stop it!
Oh no!
Oh.
What's happening? Oh god, what's happening?
Why is people scrapping?
What do you think?
It hasn't shown
Why
you,
is
Kristen.
Laenor... Oh, it's Kristen.
It is Kristen. I think Laenor just went in and got Kristen. Oh! Oh no!
Oh, it's not...
Oh no!
Oh. What are you guys doing?
Why are they attacking
him
Laenor?
for?
Where did this fight come from? Why was Kristen suddenly attacking?
Oh god. Is that another one of his sons? Oh, look at him.
Oh, he's not doing very well.
Oh god.
I like how Lionel was like, get the princess right now. Get her up here. Why? Why did this suddenly happen? Oh! Well, we can't show you that on YouTube.
Oh my god. Oh.
Where did this fight come from? Did Kristen just lose it?
Now what? I mean, he's a king's guard. Like, surely there's going to be some punishment there.
Where the devil is Daemon? This ain't going to be good.
Two souls as one.
Oh, they're just getting married straight. They're just going to get married now.
Rhaenyra of House
He's going to kill himself.
Targaryen to be man and wife.
God, his blood was still there.
Oh. Oh, I don't want to see that. Oh.
Yeah, is that the end of Viserys?
I mean, how?
It all just kicked off there, didn't it?
But
I
I'm
said
curious
bloody
to know,
weddings.
like,
Bloody weddings.
I know, but that because I was like, oh, this isn't the official wedding.
Oh, this is the pre-wedding tourney feast. The pre-wedding 7 days of tourney feast. That's what it was.
Yeah. But then they must have just officially got married just because.
Well, because they probably had to.
Yeah.
But that's another time that Daemon's turned up in King's Landing and all hell's broken loose when he's there.
Where did Daemon go?
That couldn't have been as simple as just those two just started fighting for no reason.
There must have been something that happened.
Daemon must have done something. Because that just seemed... It went from Viserys seeing Daemon touching Rhaenyra, looking like he was about to kiss her, and then suddenly there was a fight between those two who
So maybe
weren't
it's
there.
maybe it's like Sir Kristen went to fight Daemon. That Joffrey lad tried to stop it, and he just ended up getting the brunt of it.
Maybe, that would actually make sense if Kristen went in, because then it would look like he's like
bit closer to Rhaenyra than what he should be.
And then it goes into
also,
trying
you
to
couldn't
protect.
just start fighting the prince. So.
Yeah. So then, what's Alicent got planned?
Thing is, I'm just a little like. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Rhaenyra isn't innocent anymore. Let's say.
Yeah, she's besmirched.
But it's like. Think about what Alicent was told, right? Okay, so it wasn't Daemon. When she asked that, it was about Daemon, so she said no. She didn't technically lie. She then found out it was Sir Kristen, but she also found out that the Grand Maester had given her like a tea to fix it.
Yeah.
So that's what she was told. So then you'd think, okay, so fair enough. I didn't really get the full truth, but
the issue has been solved.
The issue has been solved. So why is she now so upset? Is it just because she just doesn't trust her anymore?
I don't know if I don't know how to explain it. Like, I know what I mean, but I don't know how to explain it.
Right.
Because it's unlawful. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's not married.
Yeah.
Therefore, her as a woman is sort of ruined.
I get that.
Is it not just that?
But it's like, well, that's what I thought. But then I'm kind of like, well, why does that then mean that she is just going to push Aegon to become heir instead of Rhaenyra? I guess mixed with what her father told her, with what Otto Hightower said.
Yeah.
Kind of implementing those seeds of like, she's going to come after you and your children, you know. Yeah. Well, I guess all that together means she's probably just trying to protect herself and her children, but...
Otto's thing is that if Rhaenyra ascends the throne, then there's going to be a war, because half the realm won't accept her. Yeah. But then you've got Corlys' side, who's like, we will accept her as the queen, because frankly, my wife should have been the queen.
Yeah.
Because she was the older claimant. The only problem was she was a woman. So he's kind of like, Corlys is on her
and plus
side.
his son is going to be king consort, so it's...
Yeah, but I'm also almost 100% that Laenor isn't going to last very long.
Do you think?
Yeah, because I'm quite certain
it's not just them though, but it's the whole... He said it himself. The Velaryon have like over half the dragons. So is that what's going to be? Rhaenyra and the Velaryons and Alicent and who else is there?
Well, it's going to the Dance of Dragons is between Daemon, Rhaenyra on one side with the Velaryons supporting them, Alicent, Aegon, and essentially the rest of the sort of
the Targaryens.
Yeah, because she's had a few children. She's had 3 or 4 children, hasn't she? Aegon's
the oldest.
Yeah. The
time jump must be more than 10 years. Must be.
Yeah. He'll be a teenager in the next episode.
Yeah, because surely he's already a dragon rider by that point. Yeah. But when does that mean Viserys dies then? Because
he died there. I'm pretty sure
but if there's 10 years, wouldn't that not mean that Rhaenyra's already queen?
Well, it depends how old Aegon is at this point, because haven't we already seen Aegon as a child?
We saw him like 2. That was his first. That was a certain name day.
We saw him 2, so it depends what the gaps are.
I would say he's no more than 5 years old.
I'm assuming it's going to make it clear how old he is in the next... Because...
But the thing is, though, if Viserys dies here, right, and a significant period of time passes, surely Rhaenyra or Aegon would already be king or queen.
Yeah.
Or Aegon is going to be the future king and she's like the queen regent, yeah. Something that has to... Because that's why I don't think he's probably dead at this point. He's probably just lingering on
the precipice.
Yeah.
I would be terribly miffed if one of my relatives died on my wedding day.
This is Game of Thrones wedding.
This is the same wedding.
Don't have a Game of Thrones wedding.
Yeah, that's true.
I could see you like pulling a joke at your wedding where like it would be like the...
Oh, my family getting killed. Who would I pull the joke on?
No, it wouldn't be all your family getting killed. You would be like, you would walk out to like, what is it? The Reigns of
Castamere.
Castamere. So you would do something like that.
Get chainmail underneath my suit and just go.
Yeah, you would. No, you would though, just as a
No,
joke.
but what would you prefer? Would you prefer I did that, or would you prefer that I at my own wedding had a drink and pretended to get poisoned to death? Because I quite like the poison to death. Because then you're going to take the fall for it.
Can we just agree not to have a Game of Thrones wedding?
Yeah,
Please?
yeah. Let's just keep it traditionally English.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, okay. I feel like I'd slowly introduce a few of the dragons. I'm like, okay, where are all the dragons?
Mm-hmm.
Where are the dragons? Because
then-
Vhagar is still around, which was Visenya's dragon.
Yeah,
So where's Vhagar? Are we going to see the cannibal? I hope so.
I assume so. I saw
That'd be cool.
I
If
saw
they explored the wild dragons.
I saw a video of like the different sizes of all the dragons, and
They try to accurately.
it's based off descriptions of them, and it was like everyone assumes that Velaryon was the biggest. It was like, but the cannibal's bigger.
I saw. Was that not because when Velaryon died, the cannibal was still around, so he grew bigger than what Velaryon was at his biggest?
Yeah, but it also says that there's every chance the cannibal's still alive in Game of Thrones time.
Yeah, and wasn't there some stuff that he's like potentially older than Velaryon?
Yeah, I'm sure the cannibal's from Valyria. Yeah, he came.
He will have been, yeah, but there was like, I don't know. I would quite like for them to explore the wild. Is it the wild dragons?
Well, the wild dragons are just they don't have
Yeah.
riders.
Because didn't they try and get all of like the bastard children to try and ride them at some point? I
Like there's sheep
reading something
stealer,
about that.
there's sheep stealer or sheep killer or something.
Yeah,
That's just
they
a
tried
wild
to
dragon.
get all of them to try and because they wanted more dragons. And
Imagine seeing the cannibal who's bigger than Velaryon, live action.
I was kind of like, that's why I want to see Velaryon so desperately, because like Drogon just like seemed to change sizes every episode, but I would have loved to have seen a huge like
gigantic
Velaryon
dragon.
was supposed to be like massive, wasn't he?
I know. I hope from this series that they go back and do Aegon, or even old Valyria. I'd quite happily see old Valyria.
Just more political stuff. I really like the politics of this.
Yeah, I know. There hasn't been any ridiculous gigantic battles apart from Daemon, Merc, and the.
But that wasn't
crab
ridiculous necessarily. That was kind of just.
It was just one man, wasn't it? And then the dragon killed the rest of them.
Yeah.
You didn't even see the fight between Daemon and the crab feeder, so it obviously couldn't have been that good of a fight. But do you remember in like the later seasons of Game of Thrones where, because D&D can't write, they decided, oh, we'll just put battles everywhere. There's just battles in every episode, and nobody cares about what actually made the show great. This show feels like it's gone back to what made the show great. You know, all the political intrigue. I don't like the guy though, the Backfoot or whatever he's called. Backfoot Strong, I think I'll call him.
So there's Lionel.
Lionel, yep.
Who's the hand of the king,
Yep.
and does he have two sons? Because that one he kind of nodded to grab Valyria. Is that his son as well?
Yeah.
Must be, mustn't it?
I think so, yeah. Or it might be like the head of his household guard.
Something like that. So yeah, because
I like Lionel.
I do like Lionel, but we also don't know like enough about him.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, he seems good and he gives the king genuine, quite good advice.
There's not
But
many.
I'm kind of like.
There's not many people who've been Lord of Harrenhal that were nice.
But I'm also kind of like, which side is he gonna fall on?
Yeah.
Is he gonna?
I feel like he's loyal to Viserys though, and I feel like because of that, he would take Rhaenyra's side.
He would stay true to his last his wish for
Because
Rhaenyra.
out of all of the king's small council at this point, he's the one who's seemed the most loyal. So I'd like to think that he would not betray his liege lord. But then I thought that about Roose Bolton as well, and look how that turned out.
Let's not bring up that again. Yeah. I hope so. It's kind of just depressing because, but like in one episode, like Rhaenyra and Laenor just like lost like their love interest. I'm kind of just like, oh, bless them.
Yeah.
I hope they become like besties and are just like really supportive of each other.
I don't think Laenor's going to last very long.
in the show, but he must last long in years. If there's a big time jump, surely.
I don't even think it'll last.
Do you think?
He might not even get an on-screen death. I'd be surprised if they went down that road, but I'm almost certain at some point that Daemon's going to marry Rhaenyra. And they'll have essentially 2 claims to the throne instead of Aegon's just one.
The strongest, yeah.
Yep.
I don't even know. I just hope the actresses playing the older versions of Rhaenyra and Alicent
are good.
Or not even like
as good as these have
They
been.
don't even have to be the same, but just I want to be able to look at it and go, that's obviously an older version of Rhaenyra.
Yeah. They do look similar from pictures though.
Oh yeah, definitely do.
I hope so.
It's just I've grown to like the actresses so much that play them.
Yeah, they've done good jobs.
Yeah.
Do you know who hasn't been given a lot of credit? Paddy Constantine, the bloke playing Viserys. He's been really good. There hasn't been anyone who's put in a bad performance so far.
It is good. I'm not prepared for it. That was probably like the most like, no matter what you thought about Game of Thrones, no one can deny that it was horrible when the dragons died.
Yeah.
The way they died was like horrible. I hated it.
Yeah.
So I'm not prepared to see dragons
Well,
die.
it depends. It depends how you define the way they died. Because do you mean the way they died as in the method of their death, or do you mean the way they died as in the way they died being completely stupid? The first one.
I was saying no matter what you think of it, just like the
You
idea.
don't like seeing animals dying.
Yeah. But I just didn't like. I don't like it when they died. Like the squeals and like and the other dragons' reactions to it. I was like.
Let us know what you think. Okay, I'll start a whole I don't like animals dying monologue.
Do you? Do you like animals dying?
I just didn't like the way they died because it was all stupid. Let us know what you think down in the comments. What you're looking forward to. What kind of shows would you like to see come from this? Things like Aegon the Conqueror, maybe Old Valyria. Any other time periods? Do you know what I would have liked to see just Jaehaerys. And people might say, "Oh, he's really boring."
Yeah.
Was that one of my favourite kings? Is Henry VII?
He's probably like the only king, like really good king, wasn't he?
There was a few okay kings.
But he was like the real.
He was essentially Henry VII after Richard III. Like.
You're all gonna get that.
Yeah, so basically there was Richard III, who was the horrific king. Your idea of a horrific king was all hunched and everything, and he killed his nephews, and the country went into disaster mode. And Henry VII took the throne from him, and then the entire country was.
It's probably what that's based from, to be honest.
Essentially stabilised. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it probably is, isn't it?
But Game of Thrones is based on.
Yeah, because Jaehaerys came after Maegor, didn't he?
Yeah. So yeah, let us know some of the stuff you want to talk about. You want to see, sorry, in shows. Give us some theories. Don't spoil anything if you can. Like the video, subscribe, ding the bell to be notified when we upload. Upload every day. Anything else you want to say? Valar Morghulis.
Valador. What was
Oh,
it?
you ruined it.
No, what was it? Valador.
Yeah.
That one. Did I say?
What is it? What does that mean again? I know Valar Morghulis
all men
means.
Must serve, all men must die.
So all men must die, not come first.
All men must serve. I don't know. So it's
Yeah, because you say Valar Morghulis, which means all men must die, and then if they say
Valador
Valador back, it means all men must serve.
Yeah.
I know Old Valyrian. Yeah, thank you for watching.
I need to know.